So today I'm going to kind of walk through a really fun, unique kind of art project you can try. It uses up a lot of old materials, specifically old clothes that you have that are ripped, torn, you can't really donate, and puts them together to create something totally new. So for this recycled clothing art, I would really recommend always make sure, even though this stuff is old, that you wash it before you use it, because you don't want your art being stinky. And if you're doing this classroom, you definitely don't want your students holding old, dirty clothes. So make sure everything's washed and cleaned, and then you get started. Now it's important to note that you're going to need to use something firm as the base to glue all your fabric on. Here I used an old board, but you could definitely use cardboard, which is what I used actually when I did in my class. You'll notice when I'm doing this, I do a lot of tracing onto my fabric. Now that only works on lighter fabrics, but you really got to work in layers. So I have one image, I traced it out on a fabric, and then I cut, paste, and start gluing together the pieces. You'll notice here that it takes a lot of layers to really build an image. So I found that in order to make a lot of depth to my image, I'd have to put layers of fabric on top of each other. White glue is actually all I really needed to put it all together. But those layers of detail is really what makes this image pop. One thing I really recommended is start with kind of like your main important colors. I told my students to put down the backgrounds and main colors first, and then add the detail as you keep going. There's a reality that you might run out of time. So make sure you get those base things that you really want in there, base colors, and then you just keep adding the details as you go. To be quite honest, this project does take time. If you want to do a good job, you're going to have to give enough time for people to actually build those layers, build little areas that they want to have for detail, and put everything together a little bit at a time. And while this project isn't itself all that messy, it does create a bit of mess afterwards, cleaning up little bits of fabric. So that was one thing we definitely had to work on, was making sure we tidied up every day, cleaning up all those little fabric scraps. In the end, though, I think it's just so much fun to play around with a new medium and for kids to try something different. So I hope you enjoyed, and now go have fun creating your own amazing creation. Bye for now.